My name is David Welsh, D-A-V-I-D-W-E-L-S-H, and I'm a teacher at the Arlington Career Center of Television, Multimedia, and Networking. When teaching students in the 21st century is difficult because students are used to using technology and the average teacher is not as used to using technology as they are. The main reason is students grew up with technology that we didn't have. So a student's been using the internet since they were 5, and I've been using the internet since I was 35. And you know, there's a big difference between growing up with something and then trying to learn it after the fact. So I think the big challenge is students expect a level of technology integration that teachers aren't comfortable with. And then I think the second problem is students have a lot more time in general to play. Any young person has more time to play with technology than a teacher would have. So a teacher's never going to be as good at the technology as a student would be. So you actually have to get comfortable teaching things that your students are actually better at than you are. I think educational technology changes the entire teaching learning paradigm. The main reason being that, let's just take the simple example of test grading, which took an inordinate amount of teacher time, and let's just think of a multiple choice test. That would take a whole evening or a whole weekend for a teacher to grade 20, 30 question multiple choice tests. Now with IT, the grading can be done automatically. So teacher time is freed up to do other more creative things like write better lesson plans. Nortel LearniT, the educational nonprofit of the Nortel Corporation, which is an IT company. And the unique focus of LearniT that sets it apart from other educational nonprofits is it's interested in technology in schools, like many nonprofits are. But Nortel is interested in technology as applied to every subject area. So not just technology for networking students or IT students or web programmers, but also technology for English majors and history majors and math students. And that's a very unique focus, and obviously that's the way that education is going. The internet is the most important learning medium we have right now, more important than libraries even. So it's going to impact all teaching and learning across the board. The way I use Nortel LearniT's got a couple of very helpful areas that I use. First is technology tutorials. So one lesson I teach, for example, is rapid fire web page creation. Well, I'm not a web teacher. I'm a television production teacher. But it just so happens that now the web is one of the most important ways to distribute television production material. So all of a sudden I have to become a web teacher. I don't have a ton of time to retrain myself. So what I do is look for quick tutorials, quick lesson plans that will get me up and going, and that's one thing on the Nortel LearniT site. Aside from the tutorials, Nortel LearniT writes lesson plans. They host over 100 of them, and those are lesson plans that are applications of technology to the classroom. I find many of those very helpful. My favorite, Digital Portfolio, which is helping every student create their resume and samples of their work online. I just think lesson plans like that are going to take over resume writing in the future. So it's very helpful for me to have a ready-made lesson plan to teach that. The way other schools can benefit from Nortel LearniT is you've got the wisdom of other teachers and students and classes built into it, so you're not starting from scratch. We're probably here at the Career Center a little ahead of the curve in going digital because we went fully digital 6 years ago. A lot of schools are just now getting to that point, or maybe that point is still another 10 years off. But Nortel LearniT captures the wisdom of teachers who have been using this technology and students for the last 6 years. So you're not starting from scratch, you're kind of building on the shoulders of people who've come before you. Why should educators look forward to using Nortel LearniT? I'll tell you what I think is the best way educators can benefit from Nortel LearniT. I look at Nortel LearniT now as stone soup. You guys may know the story of stone soup, which is you get a big kettle, put a rock in it, and you tell people, start a fire under it, you tell people you're making delicious soup. And so someone comes up and tastes it and says, gee, it tastes like hot water, but if you added a couple carrots, it tastes a little bit better. And so they add some carrots to it, and the next person comes up and says, hey, it needs a few potatoes. They add that. After a while, you've got something that's pretty nutritious and delicious. And that's kind of how Nortel LearnIt works. It doesn't have that many lesson plans on it, but for other educators, you can benefit from those lesson plans, but our hope is that other educators will add in their lesson plans. So by the time that process replicates itself all over, you finally start to get a very rich set of learning materials that are also up to date. That's what makes Nortel LearnIt great. The reason other schools will find Nortel LearnIt is its free sharing of educational content from teachers and students to teachers and students. Can't beat that. Free and good.